fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up top!
Oh my god! Oh. Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go!
Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
It's time to round off our 5th season of the Ozicar Turbo Touring Car iRacing series. We do it here at Mount Panorama in Bathurst. Plenty of on-track action to be had. Plus, we find out who wins the free Simspeed Sim Rig giveaway. And we unveil the schedule for Season 6. Both of those things coming up in between Race 1 and 2. Race 1 just 30 seconds away from getting underway. You'll see it all live right here on Simspeed TV. Thanks to Simspeed Subways Photography and Prestige Trophy Badge and Engraving. My name is Ryan Jones. Alongside me, as always, is Nick Grav. And Nick, looking forward to this one. It's pretty much between Kobe Williams and Mario Vartanian for the title.
Yeah, it's exactly right. We've seen Kobe and Mario have been fighting all season. This is the All-Star season. We're just zooming in now on New South Wales. Just see Winton there, Wakefield Park and Sydney, so Mount Panorama in Bathurst. Was snowing there last week. Not snowing here today though. For the touring cars, it'd be understeering more than what they do normally.
Maybe they'd be oversteering? Yeah, they'd be oversteering a lot, wouldn't they? On that snow. Opened in 1938 as a public road, but it was always built with the intention of being a racing facility. It is public road as well, when there is not action happening at the famed mountain. Here's your starting grid for race 1. Bailey Sweeney's on the pole. Steen Ledger will start from 2nd. Reese Howell and Dylan DeBono 3rd and 4th. Howell, an outside chance at the title. Vartanian Williams, the protagonists, of 5th and 6th. Hayden Veld shows up for once and starts from 7th. Daniel Hederscheid is an 8th. Richard Hunter and John Schultz, 9th and 10th.
Yeah, just missing out on the top 10, Anthony Contarino and Stuart Crawford on row 6, Parry Anastakis and Cameron Thornton on row 7, Tim Corn and Ira Felberg on row 8, Grant Manaford, Philip Bakasoulis, Matthew Spencer and Jay Cool, a real big threat up the front, not registering a lap, so he's down the back.
He is. Cameron Cousins, Isaac Edwards and Jack Patterson will round out the field. Do we have our championship picture to throw up on screen quickly before we begin our race 1 to give ourselves a quick reminder of points gap heading into this final round? Probably not, judging by the delay. In that we got 23 seconds. There we go. It's a 6-point buffer for Vartanian over Williams. Reese Howell's 25 points back. Hunter's 27 points back. So look out for their battle for P3. In fact, Hunter's not here, so Reese Howell has wrapped that up. As we look to the starting gauge now, your championship fight is on row 3. But Sweeney and Ledger are on row 1 their times, and Howell, in fact, covered by less than a 10th. Your top 3, very tight in qualifying. Race 1 at Mount Panorama. Lights out, and away we go. And a reasonably good start from your top 2. Howell as well, getting away quite nicely. And Vartanian already looking to pick up a spot around the outside at turn 1 and not able to do it. Is out of Hell Corner. They are side by side for the lead of the race.
Yeah, just seen him cruise up the hill now. So Hell Corner, everyone got through pretty cleanly at the moment. Steen Ledger just with the edge over Bailey Sweeney. Bailey Sweeney going to be stuck on the outside here as they go through Griffin's Bend. And Reese Howell right on the tail there. It looks like he's going to come through there, right?
Nah, Sweeney's just going to be able to cover him off. So that's Steen Ledger to the lead. Through turn 2. That was always going to work. And look, as Howell now has to cover off DeBono, who was looking up the inside. On board with DeBono now, up through the cutting as we rise up the hill. Very, very steep. This run upwards under the tree. And then to the famed set of corners across the top of the mountain, down past the grate. Don't hit it, otherwise you'll fire into the fence. And look how close they run to it anyway, before they enter McPhillamy. And then the dive down the hill as Williams throws it off the road.
Yeah, and just seeing a few come off there up on the cutting up the top there, but have all just pulled in behind. We've just seen Daniel Hedderschild run a little bit wide though, but maintaining his spot in 8th place. He did qualify 8th. He's qualified reasonably well. He often has a bit faster race pace than he does with his qualifying. Just seeing him come down Conrod Straight now.
Out of the corner, Hedderschild's going to pick up that spot on Hayden Veld, who'll tuck back in line and try to cover off the run that Hunter's got. I'm sorry, I cast my eye over the sheets and completely missed him. He is in this one. So he will have a chance to take P3 from Reese Howe. He'll need to pick up a few spots though, with Hal up in 3rd and himself down in 9th. Yeah,
it is Hal, definitely the fastest of the championship contenders at the moment. And it's great seeing Steen Lender at the front there with one of the Full Send Motorsport cars out there at the moment. We've just seen Anthony Contarino come around the side there. I think it was of Stuart Crawford by the looks of it.
And at the front again, going to be another change as down at turn 1, Sweeney to the inside isn't able to clear off the corner. And a great exit up on that outside for Steen Ledger to hold on to the lead of the race. Sweeney immediately tucking in to try and get some draft in behind on the run up Mountain Straight. Remember, it's a point per position in this class. So right now, Reese Howe is at no way, shape or form making any substantial inroads to the top 2 in the championship fight. But if they come together, which they're very close to, he's in the box seat as there is Vartanian leading Williams. Williams needs to get by him. Kobe's going to win this season. He and Reese Howe, the only 2 inside the top 10 to get a win this season. They've all been very consistent though, which has been key.
It's exactly right. It's definitely championships favours who's consistent, but we've seen, as we've seen even in Motegi last round, the wildcat entries coming in are just so strong, as we're seeing Steen Lender up the front, just sitting in front of Bailey Sweeney there as they come down the mountain. So Sweeney's probably with a bit of a nudge behind as well, and he sent Steen Ledger off into the fence.
And Sweeney's going to redress that spot, but he can't because Ledger's taking a tow back to pit lane. That elevates everyone up a spot. Reese Howe now leads this race from Dylan DeBono in 2nd. Vartanian and Kobe Williams scrapping for 3rd and 4th. Here's the modem simulation replay. Down through the S's and into the dipper. Sweeney just gets into the back of your race leader. Just misjudged the closing speed and nothing that Ledger could do once that contact was made. And Sweeney, unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be much escaping a penalty there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sorry, Ryan.
The gap at the front, despite being 2 different cars than it was a lap ago, is still pretty much just as tight.
Yeah, this is absolutely handballed it to Reese Howe now, leading Dylan DeBono. So you could see Steen Ledger, as he was coming down the mountain, that car was quite loaded up there as he was coming through. So just that really small tap from behind just took all the weight off there. As just seeing him come through Hell Corner at the moment there. So Reese Howe, only 2/10 to Dylan DeBono. You can see that he's sitting quite to the inside there. So Dylan will have to try and come around the outside there, Ryan.
See if he can do it. Lap 3 of 6 in our sprint race. That is race number 1. Shaping to the outside, but not getting alongside. But Howe runs wide at
Yeah, just seeing him come through Griffiths there as Dylan DeBono's going to get squeezed out there by Vartanian. So that Vartanian's come up another position there. Just come through now.
Vartanian's got to be a little bit careful here. Can't be too aggressive, but that was good. He put a car between himself and Kobe, which is exactly what he needs to keep on doing. As we look further down the order for a moment, there's Richard Hunter running in 6th, while the man a spot above him in the championship runs 1st. He won't be loving that as he checks the leaderboard on his screen, probably down Conrod Straight. Not much time to look around at this point. De Bono, though, is right on the back of Vartanian after losing that spot. Reckon he's probably got better outright pace than him, but he just was a bit too out of place to hold on out of Griffin's Bend.
Yeah, it's exactly right, Ryan. The Audis are very, very favourable to Aero, and yeah, Conrod Straight going to be a really good chance there for De Bono. Probably a few too many lengths back by the looks of it. Vartanian got a really good run there out of Forest Elbow as they just come through the chase now. Hard on the brakes, sitting it right in the middle of the track there, so De Bono won't be able to get through.
Kobe Williams got a very good run, though, through the chase. He was squirming on the brakes. It paid off, and now he's right on the back of De Bono. He just covers that inside line, and Kobe can't find a way through. He'll look for the exit out of Murray's corner, which he gets. Now does De Bono move it over to the track? Again, he does, and Williams will be starting to grow frustrated. He pulls the trigger, looks all the way to the inside. On the brakes, they almost touch. And now look out behind, because Daniel Hederscheid's going to get the run.
Yeah, Kobe Williams, definitely wiping that little bit of speed off. Very lucky there not to collect the back there, but you can see Hederscheid definitely with that great race pace. Already up 3 positions. It looks like he's potentially going to take 4th there. He's going to have to do it the hard way, though, around the outside through Griffiths, which is a task easier said than done.
Just the slightest of nudges, and Hederscheid loses out as Richard Hunter has to jam on the brakes to avoid getting into the back of that 111 Esports car, allowing John Schultz onto his rear bumper as well.
Yeah, just seeing them climb up the mountain now. So Reese House still has not been able to shake Vartanian. Only about 0.2 of a second at the moment there, but you can see that gap just starting to form now to Dylan De Bono. So just about half a second at the moment. So De Bono's still within that draft range at the moment, but probably just that little bit far back to get a move done as they all just bunch up now, coming through the dipper. Big load off the car. You can see them lift a wheel as they come through there. So it all come down to the run now onto Forest Elbow. You can see Kobe Williams now has joined in on the back of this 4-car train at the moment. So a lot of pressure for both Vartanian and Kobe Williams. So they don't want to have an accident, because if one of them makes one slightly wrong move, they'll be losing maximum points on this.
How Vartanian, De Bono, Williams. De Bono, he's almost been collected by Kobe. He's all sorts of sideways into the braking zone. Hip checks De Bono onto the grass. Is it fair game? Oh, that's tight, that's for sure. It's going to cost De Bono a spot as Hederscheid goes by. Vartanian still all over the back of Hal. I was going to say De Bono can afford to be more aggressive than the 3 he's racing, but it was Kobe the aggressive one there. And now Vartanian looking to go to the lead.
Yeah, there we go.
Championship leader to the front of the field on lap 5. Reese Howe, Kobe Williams, they've got to get by him.
Yeah, that's right. And one thing's for certain, Reese Howe, not easy to get by there, but just as we were looking at before, very lucky there. Kobe Williams putting that move there on De Bono, that De Bono running wide on the grass didn't just spear him off the track, because we've seen so many people there. But, Reese Howe around the outside, it looks like he's going to get this done. He just for the overlap there.
And it gives a run to Kobe, but a bad place on the track to go side by side. He shows a bit of maturity and just waits for now. There's a crash further back in the field, though. Looks like Richard Hunter's dropping down the timing screens. And he has taken it to pit road. So he has run into some drama. Motum Simulation Replay is going to tell us what happened between himself and Contarino. On the brakes into turn 2. There's a 3rd car in there as well. Oh.
Yeah, I did catch it off screen. It was the 2 Simrig cars there of, there are 2 separate teams, both sponsored by Simrigs. I think it was Contarino, with Richard Hunter in front there, so bit unlucky there. Even though the Audi's being front-wheel drive, any slight tap from the back, and they're so light in the back, especially loaded up through the corners here, as we're just catching up with our lead group at the moment. Dylan De Bono a little bit far back now, about 2 seconds there from Reese Howe, but still anyone's race at the moment. We've only got, it's a white flag next lap, Ryan.
It was John Schultz up on the outside of Contarino and Hunter, and Contarino was trying to be as late as the brakes, as late on the brakes as he could, so he could follow Hunter through on Schultz, and that's ultimately why he ended up in the boot of Richard Hunter, as Matterford completes the pass on Tim Corn for 10th position. And that is Isaac Edwards on the outside of Contarino, who's going to fend off that charge down in the chase and then throws it off the road. White flag for your race leaders. It's third place in the championship. Reese Howe that leads from our leader in the series, Vartanian. And then the man that was just 6 points away, Kobe Williams, is sitting in third, about to be 7 points away.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're in Kobe Williams' shoes, whether or not to risk a move so late in the race, whether or not to try and bank it for the feature, but he's certainly running out of time.
Top two are wide. Top two both ran wide through Griffin's Bend. Kobe had to back out, can't go to the outside of the cutting. But Howell and Vartanian both making the same mistake at the same point there. It's really dragged Williams and Heddershide and De Bono onto his tail, and down Conrad, he might be in a bit of strife as Adam Veld, fastest lap of the race, 2:18.8, compared to these guys, which are running 2:19.4s for your race leader.
Yeah, that's right. We did see Haydenfeld near the front, but it did look like it might have been an accident or something that...
Black flag.
Yeah. So, a bit unfortunate. Oh, just hearing from the producer, Jay, jumping the start there. So we're going to stick with this group for the moment there of this train all the way down to Dylan De Bono, it looks like. Seeing whether or not Vartanian or Williams are going to try and move one more up.
As contact out of Forest Elbow, that's De Bono around and into the fence as he got squeezed, or put the squeeze on Heddershide coming out of the corner. And down, up the hill down and up the hill we go. Through Conrad.
We go downhill, uphill, and then down the same hill.
Onto the brakes, into the chase for the final time in race one. It is now 1, 2, 3 in the series. Can anyone pull a late move? Kobe's got a run on Mario. Is he close enough to send one up the inside at the final corner? As Reese Howe will lead them onto the brakes. Vartanian defends. Reese Howe is going to take out race one from Mount Panorama. It's P2 for Vartanian, P3 for Kobe Williams.
Yeah, what a great sprint race there. And we'll see John Schultz and Stuart Crawford and seeing Jay Cool and a few of the other balance of the cars come over now.
Aidan Veld trying to put a late move on back at Sulis. No, that's Edwards on back at Sulis. And gets it done as Jay Cool picks up fastest lap there and knocks it away from Hayden. Reese Howe will get the win then from Vartanian and Williams. Heddershide fourth and John Schultz in fifth. Bailey Sweeney picks up P6. Jay Cool in seventh. Stuart Crawford comes home in eighth. Grant Matterford ninth. And Tim Corn in 10th.
Yeah, so just missing out on the top 10. Ira Felberg, Parry Anastakis, Matthew Spencer, Anthony Contarino, we saw in that incident a little bit earlier, Isaac Edwards, Philip Bacasoulis, Cameron Cousins, Hayden Veld, Dylan De Bono, unfortunate spin there on the last lap, and Jack Patterson rounding out the top 20.
Richard Hunter, Cameron Thornton, and Steen Ledger make up your last three drivers at the end of that race. Race 2 still to come here on Simspeed TV, so stay with us. But time to find out who's won this Infinity rig. Who's actually eligible for it, though, is the question I've been wondering about. Everyone. What do you mean by everyone, Jay?
Hang on, I'm looking really closely to see my to see my name in there.
Everyone that's raced in the series over the last 5 seasons?
I think I just saw Fonty's name. We can't afford it to post it to the UK, so Fonty, sorry mate, you're...
There we go. Who's won the rig? Anyone from the first 5 seasons is eligible. Who is it?
Oh,
Oh, it's got to be rigged. It's got to be rigged.
we won't have to post it far. He already lives in WA.
It's Reece Gardner.
He'll be able to go to
the
He'll be able to go to the Simfinity to their warehouse and pick it up. So there you go. Everyone's the winner.
Reece Gardner wins it. And there will be uproar over that here in the Simspeed sheds.
I'm already angry.
Yeah, same. If you enter next season, though, you can be eligible for that draw. I believe next season, another rig will be given away at the end of the season, eligible only to the drivers participating in that set of races, so the odds will be slightly better. Speaking of, have you got a schedule for next season yet, Jay? Well, we don't have a graphic, but we can't, and I can't tell you what tracks it is either, but I can tell you it's tracks that have never been raced before in Aussie car competition in TCR, but will be announced on Friday when that season is announced and registrations open. So stay tuned for that on social media for Ozicar and the Ozicar Turbo Touring Car Series as we wait for race 2 and qualifying for that race to get underway. We'll take a break here on Simspeed TV. Stay with us as we wrap up the season from Mount Panorama.
Racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up to
Oh my god! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, here we go. Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
Welcome back to Mount Panorama Bathurst. I don't know if you heard the end of that conversation as we came back live, but we're working out permutations for the championship, and well, basically, Mario's got a 7-point lead now. So if he finishes in the top 7, he's won. If he finishes 8th and Kobe wins, well then it's a tie, and Kobe would win based on the fact that he's got 2 race wins. Well, he's got 1 race win now, but if he then won this race, he'd have 2. Mario would have none. So he would win if he wins and Mario is 8th. But a top 7 and Vartanian has wrapped it up. But we saw the pace from a number of different drivers in qualifying and race 1 going to be a lot harder than it seems to actually nab that top 7 finishing position. If you missed the draw for the free sim rig eligible for any driver who took part in the first 5 seasons, it was won by Reese Gardner, because apparently that was legit and he won. We're all salty about it here at Simspeed. So he has won that. And the schedule for season 6 being released on Friday will be all new tracks for the series over ever. We've used quite a lot of tracks over the first 5 seasons, so it'll be interesting to see where we're actually going next season as we look at qualifying now for race 2. And this is Parianastakis working his way up through the cutting on his outlap.
Yeah, that's right there, Ryan. So, yeah, it'd be great to see what they come up with next season. In some pretty good tracks, this one. It's great finishing at Bathurst, providing some really, really close racing, as we've already seen.
Well, you know what we haven't used? There's a couple of tracks I'd like us to use that we haven't used so far. Irwindale Figure 8 and the Hell Rallycross course.
Yeah, I don't know how we'll go for the road section, the roundabout at the Hell. I think a few favourites of mine would probably be Too Short.
Oh,
yeah,
Montreal, yeah.
Yeah, Second Villeneuve's pretty good. Yeah, there's a few European circuits, so not everyone can hear Jay reeling off some pretty fantastic European tracks there.
Catalunya, Spa, Nordschleife, Monza. Monza would be wild. I really hope we go to Monza next season. And TCR cars do race at the Nordschleife in real life as well, so that could be a possibility. I reckon Monza and Nordschleife might be 2 actual possibilities for next season. We haven't been to Alton Park. Yes, we have.
Yeah, we did in, I think a few seasons back. Alton Park, we definitely have to have a return of that.
We've done Snetterton as well. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Barber, Interlagos, Imola. I reckon it might be a European season, the way this is going.
Yeah, we're just doing a bit of spitballing, bit of scribbling on a whiteboard, seeing what's up.
It's all Jay does all day long, is scribbling on a whiteboard like a mad scientist. As we look now at Tim Conn beginning his lap, should be one of the first drivers to put a lap time down. And I'm expecting Bailey Sweeney, Sean Ledger to recover from their contact in race 1 and be up the front in race 2. Who else had issues? Dylan De Bono had a couple of unfortunate issues. Hayden Veld got a black flag for jumping the start. He would have been inside the top 10, but he forgot these cars don't have a clutch. And then, of course, Reese Howe, Williams, and Vartanian.
Yeah, it's good seeing some pretty good pace there from Heddershot as well.
Yes.
Heddershot, quite familiar here with the mountain. Does quite a lot of laps here, and it's been great seeing just on cue as well. So Grant Manaford, there's a few people doing the Panorama's Drivers Club, so quite familiar with the Audi TCR and Mount Panorama combo there. Grant Manaford, I think, almost has done every single PDC since inception there, so very familiar. Cut a lot of laps here at Mount Panorama. Oh, maybe a little bit cold on the tyres there. He's just easing his way into it now.
How's it go? Down up the hill through Conrod Straight. I mean, it's technically not wrong because it is a downhill run coming out of Forest Elbow, and then up and over the crest, tip it into the chase, which didn't always exist. It was a straight run all the way to the final corner. Back in the old days when Jay was still in his 20s, as Matterford comes out of the chase, back on to that main straight in a minute through the final corner. Oh, okay. Jace corrected me. He was 15 when they brought in the chase.
Yeah, you could just imagine with those old touring cars, like such a long straight with that almost 90 degree left-hand corner squaring off there. Be very, very hard on the brakes. You can imagine there'd be quite a lot of incidents there. So it was to really slow down the cars a little bit. Just seeing Isaac Edwards there. Currently sitting in 10th, a little bit off the pace at the moment. So hopefully he can go a little bit quicker. Seeing Jay Cool, so we didn't really get the chance to see Jay Cool in race number 1 due to not getting a valid lap in. So,
but he did do the fastest lap on the final lap of the race as well.
Yeah, that's right. He's definitely got the pace there. So we'll definitely see him at the front now here as we're just catching up with a bit of Philip Bacchusoulis.
It was a 2:21, by the way, for Matterford when he came across the line. Nope.
Yeah.
J. Cool, second, 3 tenths away from the man currently fastest in the session.
That blue and white car over there.
Yeah, that one. Steen Ledger hasn't got a time on his first one. Didn't count for some reason.
Yeah,
so he's picked up an off track, probably at the chase is most likely.
Yeah, just catching up with a bit of Cameron Cousins. We haven't seen too much of him in the first race, but it was great just seeing Steen Ledger's full send motorsports car, as we've seen how dominant they've been in the PDC with the Audi under the driver of James Foster. Just catching up a bit with Jack Patterson here. No valid lap so far, and he's just dropped 2 wheels off there, so might have to go for one more.
Bit of damage on the front right. That might hurt him as well, especially down the straights. You'd think probably a kiss with the wall across the top. The culprit for that, Vartanian, didn't get a lap on his first one around. How does lap 2 look for him? It's looking pretty good as he comes across the line. 19.2, he goes second, still 2 tenths away from Hayden Veld. And go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just going to say Kobe Williams, it still hasn't registered the lap yet, so he'll want to start getting his act together. There's only a few minutes left now on the clock.
Jay Cool's just gone fastest again on his second lap. As Kobe Williams is coming through the chase now on his second lap, looking for his first time. An 18.965 is what he's chasing to match Jay Cool. Get himself ahead of Vartanian. As Kobe comes to the line, it's a 2:19.4 for him. And it's an 18.9 for Veld, which keeps him third. 1,000th of a second slower than Cool, but they've both been eclipsed by Steen Ledger's 18.7.
Yes, I've seen some pretty quick times there, but we've just seen, Kobe Williams in 6th, so a little bit further down the order. He did make up a few positions in the first race there, so not so bad. As we've seen Dylan De Bono, unfortunately, finishing off the lead lap here, has Bailey Sweeney coming through. Also another non-finisher of the last race. Looks like a pretty quick time as he's coming through now.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. 18.5. Bailey Sweeney lowers the gauntlet and raises the bar for the drivers. Reese Howe, what can he do? As he comes out of the last corner, P8 at the moment. Does he stay P8? No, he doesn't. He goes third. An 18.8. Just behind Ledger, just ahead of Cool. John Schultz currently 10th. Needs half a second to pick up another row on the grid. 2:19.5. He finds 4/10 of a second. Then goes 9th. 30 seconds left in the session.
Yes, I'm not too sure if we're going to see any really late runs at this stage. Kobe Williams down in 8th, so that would be one to think about, is just seeing Philip Bacchusoulis and Cameron Thornton getting in a few of their last laps there. Thornton into the pits.
Let's take a look at the starting grid for race 2, the final race of the season at Mount Panorama. Bailey Sweeney is on the pole. Steen Ledger will start alongside him. Reese Howe and Jay Cool occupy the second row of the grid. Hayden Veld will start from 5th. Vartanian starts from 6th. That's all he needs to finish to win the championship. Hunter in 7th. Williams at 8th. He's got a long road ahead to steal this one away from Mario. DeBono 9th and Schultz in 10th.
Just seeing out of the top 10 now, Daniel Heddershot, so a few positions down now into 11th place there. Grant Manaford on row 6 as well. Anthony Contorino and Tim Corn on row 7. Cameron Thornton and Isaac Edwards on row 8. Stuart Crawford, it's all 111 row 9 there with Stuart Crawford, Naira Felberg, Parry Anastakis and Philip Bacchusoulis round out the top 20.
Cameron Cousins, Jack Patterson will round out our field. Weather is typically cool. It is not sunset, as that image would portray. It's 36 degrees track temp, so I correct myself, it's actually atypically hot. Big word. Estimated race distance is 10 laps, 4 laps longer than race 1. A mandatory pit stop for a minimum of 2 tyres at some point in this race. Generally, drivers go as long as they can before making that dive, that trip to pit road. Pit boxes seem unusually elongated at this track as well. You start quite far away from the car immediately ahead of you.
Yeah, that's right. Plenty of room there. Looks like we're just having our last people grid up at this time.
Yep. For the final time in Season 5. The drivers look to the lights. It's Sweeney on the pole. Ledger from 2nd. The revs rise. The red lights are on from Mount Panorama one last time. The lights are out and we are underway. Again, very even from your top 2. Howe able to dive to the racing line as well. And 3rd is Ledger, trying to drive around the outside of Sweeney for the 2nd time in 2 races. And he's just about got there. He's got the inside run now for Griffin's Bend as well. Jay Cool slots into 4th as Vartanian has got Hayden Veld for company in the battle for P5. So Vartanian's got by him at turn 1 as well.
Yeah, that's right. Just seeing him thunder up the mountain there. So everyone seemed to be pretty cleanly, as we're just seeing Sten down the inside there of Bailey Sweeney. So an opposite of what we saw, Bailey running a little bit wide there. It's going to allow Reese Howe through.
Turn in too early, had to open up the steering to avoid getting into the side of Steen Ledger as he gives his teammate a whack. Vartanian gave him a whack as they checked up, heading through the cutting. So it's Ledger that leads us up the hill for the first time. Howe 2nd from Jay Cool. And then a little gap forming back to Sweeney. Oh, that's bold from Cool. He had a look up the inside at Reed Parker. Had to jump on the brake pedal and avoid that as Howe whacks the fence. You can get away with it, but it can also break your steering. It's very much one of two extremes. When he whacked the wall, it was right out in the grass and the gravel. Who was that who hung onto it? Might have been Kobe.
Yeah, potentially Kobe Williams. I did see a bit of a red and white flash there as we're just seeing Steen Ledger, Reese Howell and Jake Cool. Bit of a gap there now.
Yeah, Ledger pulling away on this opening lap as they appear to be wadding up behind Reese Howell now. Jake Cool should be able to make a move down at the chase. He might be able to drag his teammate with him when they jump on that brake pedal as he opens the door. Reese Howell going to drive it down the middle of the racetrack, and Cool's going to squeeze to his outside. That becomes the inside of the braking zone. Battle on the brakes. Jay Cool going to win out. Takes away the spot, and Howell's able to cover off any potential advantage that Bailey Sweeney could have gained as well. And in fact, he might come back at Jay Cool here. Right on his bumper. Has to back out of it. Sweeney thinks about it. Vartani has to avoid and dive to the outside. There's one car in pit road early. Richard Hunter. Whoop. Sweeney. Sweeney's made a mistake. Now he's got Vartani on his outside again. Veld's got DeBoto on his inside. 2x2 through turn 1. Great exit for Hayden. Wow.
Yeah, it's Sweeney almost in no man's land being hung out to dry there on that inside line there. So he's going to have to try and find a gap and get back in. It looks like he'll have to join in front of Dylan DeBono. You can just see there off in the distance there. Vartanian running nice and wide there. And looks like Veld and Sweeney potentially might have come together there.
He can't back off here, Hayden, because he's got 3 cars lined up on his inside. He's going to have to brave this out on the outside of the cutting. Sweeney's going to get by. DeBono probably as well. Hayden's got the inside now as they run up the hill. And he'll stay on the flow at just 1 spot lost. But that was a really awkward spot for a wildcard entry tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Quite a few of the wildcards getting pretty shaken up there as we see Steen Ledger still increasing that gap now to Jay Cool. So almost a 2-second lead there. You can just see them just off in the distance. So they'll definitely be far enough away to not make the most of that draft there, Ryan.
Down through the S's, through the dipper to Forest Elbow. On the brakes. Looking for the exit. Bailey Sweeney certainly got an exit. Mario Vartanian. He looks left, he looks right, he looks left. He sits on the bumper now. And he'll wait all the way up until now when he pulls out. And he'll try and slingshot by him. It's giving the car behind a pretty good tow as well.
Yeah, you can see Hayden Veld there making the most of that. But it does look like Sweeney there with the inside line there. So covered off really that quite well there. Putting Vartanian behind him, who's right on his bumper there, so Vartani might be coming back with a counter-attack here.
I'm really curious. We know Sweeney's racing Vartanian hard. I don't know what Hayden will do. Hayden and Mario are literally in Discord together right now. He knows he's fighting for the championship, but I also know he really wants to beat him. So this could be a very interesting scrap in a minute as Vartanian forces his way now to the inside. And again, DeBoto to the inside of Hayden, who just shut the door as Ledger does the fastest lap of the race. And into pit road, Kobe Williams. Well, he had to try something, and this is his gamble.
Yeah, seeing quite a few cars into the pit road at the moment here as we're just catching up with our leaders at the moment there. Everyone pretty evenly spread out all the way to 8th place there with John Schultz there rounding out the back of this group of cars.
Bit wide through the cutting there from Bailey Sweeney. Didn't cost him too much though. Steen Ledger will be absolutely loving the battling that has happened behind him, allowing him to pull out to a 3.5 second advantage. Whereas in race 1, no one got away from anyone at any point in that 15-ish minute affair. Cool's got a little margin over Reese Howe. And then back to Bailey Sweeney, Vartanian, Veld, DeBono, Schultz. All very close together as they run down the hill at a red or not.
Yeah, you can see that really unique lie there by John Schultz. Choosing to go quite tight in there as we're just seeing Hayden Veld there right on the back there of Vartanian. And as he clouts the wall there coming out of Forest Elbow, that's hasn't affected his run here though. Pulling right into that draft, so he's going to be able to, looks like he's going to put it down the left-hand side potentially, but Vartanian's sitting right in the middle of the road here, so potentially Veld not being able to find a way past.
Interesting. Looks like he's happy to just sit in behind and let Mario sort of hold his position right now. As Mario's going to come to pit road, that's probably why he didn't pass him. He would have known that Vartanian was going to come into pit lane. So he covers off Kobe, and Tabono comes with him. Asteen Ledger goes faster again out at the front. Sweeney eclipses that actually, back and forth. And there's where Williams is. You'd have to imagine Vartanian's going to be ahead of him on the racetrack. There's no way he could have undercut him by as much as he would have needed to.
Yeah, just hearing, so looking just at our stops at the moment, so Kobe Williams with a 23.6, so it's probably one of the fastest ones we've seen so far, maybe aside from Daniel Hedeschild. So we'll have to see what Vartanian, currently sitting in 10th place in the pits at the moment, and see what his pit time is going to be. We're going to see him come off the jacks any second now. Here we go. So
Mario's going to come out ahead, but only just. He'll have the slower exit onto Mountain Straight. There's Kobe in the mirror. DeBono rejoins alongside Heddershide right in front of Richard Hunter as well. Heddershide should pick up that spot. Down into the Griffin's Bend, he will. DeBono just tucks in behind him now as they run over the crest and shows the nose, but he won't be able to get up there unless there is a mistake in that 111 esports car. So Vartanian's got a slight advantage as they head up the hill then over his championship rival. Meanwhile, everyone that stayed out, 3.8 seconds behind, 4.2 seconds behind now. Dean Ledger, as Bailey Sweeney has found a lot of pace in that car and has rocketed up to the back of Reese Howe.
yeah, we did see him with a big slide there coming into the elbow, thankfully correcting it pretty quick there. It's a bit of a tricky corner there. I think that's Philip Bakasoulis, if I'm not mistaken there.
Probably an incident. Yep. There's nowhere to go off the track here without smashing the fence. Whack. As there's been a crash at the chase. Bailey Sweeney's gone around. Hayden Veld's gone through the grass as well. And looks like Reese Howe involved. Here we go, going straight to the replay of it. There's Bailey Sweeney behind Reese Howe. Over the grass, he couldn't pull it up. He tried to avoid him. Veld left with nowhere to go. It might have plucked his wheel off. Or it's plucked someone's wheel off.
Yeah, not too sure what's gone there. There's
Netcode plucked the wheel off, actually. And then firmly reattached it after it was 50 foot up in the air. As Williams is side by side with Vartanian, he is. Your two championship leaders. That's going to cost Vartanian a spot. Got to be smart here, and he can't let this compound into an error and a spin or a crash, because then it'll hand it to Williams as he edges.
Yeah,
Header side out. Yeah.
Yeah, Hedeschild right in the mix there. They're all trying to find a spot here. It's so lucky that they didn't take each other out there.
Mario very much blocking to Bono. With that late move, he gets turned around. The championship leaders in the fence, and he's been collected hard by Reese Howe as well. Mario Vartanian and Reese Howe with major contact. Can Vartanian get the car going again? Unbelievable. His car looks destroyed. A replay now from Motum Simulation as still Vartanian tries to recover the car. And it is broken. That's what started it. That late block on DeBono. It upset him. And as they came out of the corner, DeBono swipes across the rear bumper and hooks him into the fence. And in live pictures now, Mario's just lost control of the car in a straight line as well.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there. Yeah, we just caught the onboard. Reese Howe coming out and, yeah, with absolutely nowhere to go. So got absolutely knocked into there by Bailey Sweeney coming through the chase, coming out of the pits and knocked out the other side as well. So not a great race there for Reese Howe. Pretty unfortunate being the victim in there. We just see
Mario's had to take a tow to pit lane. So he's going to have to wait for the virtual tow to complete. Then he can get back out on the racetrack. It's probably going to drop him down a lap, which would put him at least 20th. Kobe Williams right now is running an 8th. That's enough of a swing to hand the championship to Kobe.
Yeah, so we're definitely punching the numbers on the calculator at the moment, but not too sure if Kobe will know about whether or not what's happened there to Vartani. He probably does, because they do talk to each other quite a lot. But
they're in chat.
Just seeing Kobe Williams go really deep there on Richard Hunter around the outside there. So picking up another spot again. Kobe Williams definitely with the pace here tonight. Yeah, so we're just looking at a change of position there with Schultz ahead there of Jay Cool. So we know Jay Cool definitely has the pace, but we just haven't seen too much of him yet. But I reckon the last few laps near the end, I reckon he'll really start to put the pressure on here as we're just looking at slow-mo Kobe Williams with Richard Hunter in behind.
Drive-through penalty for Dylan DeBono, which will be of little consolation to Vartanian. And DeBono immediately race quits. That'll be an extra penalty headed his way. It'll probably be a ban, actually, for at least a round.
Yeah, you could see when they're coming out of Hell Corner, because Vartanian from that block went right into Hell Corner so slow there, and DeBono really getting that run out, was trying to pull out so he can get around, but obviously misjudging that distance there and collecting him as he went right there. But just catching up near the front now with Jake Cool and John Schultz. Schultz sitting in third. Pretty good result if he can hold it off there. I know Jake Cool's a bit of a force to be reckoned with behind these TCR cars. So much pace.
Jay Cool's had a look up the inside. I think Mario's damage. He's not actually going to get back out on the racetrack. The car is too damaged to get back out there at all. So it's a retirement for him.
Yeah, you can see sorry about it. You can see Jay Cool all over the back there of John Schultz. So it looks like he's going to try and get a move done here if he can. But yeah, Vartanian now a spectator to see. So Kobe Williams just has to stay in the race at this point, and he'll get it done.
Stranger things have happened. As Jay Cool and John Schultz run side by side down the main mountain straight. Jay Cool takes the spot away from Schultz, moves himself up into P3.
Yeah,
Ledger leading by 29 seconds because he hasn't pitted. Anastakis in second hasn't pitted either. Who's the first car that has, actually?
I believe that would be Jay Cool. Yeah, so we're just hearing from the producer there, Ryan, if Kobe Williams just has to finish better than 12th at the moment. So currently is getting, I will see him on the back soon of Daniel Heddershot. He will have a little bit faster pace. He's currently at a second and a half off the back there of Heddershot, and you can just see behind him Richard Hunter. So he's just got to keep it together at the moment, but he's definitely a really aggressive racer, Kobe Williams, and if he can there's a chance to get another spot, he'll definitely do it, as we just see Steen Ledger come into the pits.
After DeBono decided not to take this penalty, he's been removed from the server, unsurprisingly. And now Steen Ledger, will Anastakis come in as well? He has to, actually. But he won't. Interesting, because last week, remember how Russell Clark pitted in Skip Barber's on lap 9 of 10? His pit bay was past the start-finish line, and he copped the black flag for pitting on the last lap. Anastakis better hope his pit box comes up pretty quickly, because that start... Actually, there's no pit boxes before the start-finish line at Mount Panorama, so that could be unfortunate for Anastakis.
Yeah, as we're just seeing Kobe Williams, you just seen him pull that gap now there on Daniel Hederschild. He's definitely got the pace there over Hederschild at the moment. We'll see how much self-control he has. I'm thinking probably not too much. All right, he'll want to get this position done.
He knows, though.
Yeah, he definitely knows that Vartanian's out of the championship race now, so he's just got to bring it home. Hunter's still just a little bit far behind at the moment, so Hunter's not too much of a threat at this stage. Just seeing Hayden Veld there in the foreground.
Running in 5th at the moment. That's provisionally 4th once Anastakis pits. Ledger with a commanding lead over J. Cool. John Schultz, who was 2nd and 3rd. Veld 4th. Daniel in 5th. Kobe 6th.
Yeah, we've seen such great pace there from Steen Ledger, so no one else really making too many moves at the moment there. We've seen a last lap around, Kobe Williams was definitely the fastest on track on the last lap, so well within striking distance now of Hederschild.
It's lap 8, by the way, not lap 9. So Anastakis can still make it to pit road and pit before... there we go, he's come in. Hey! He's going to escape. And that means Russell Clark remains the only driver to make that mistake. For a moment, many thought he'd been joined, but nope. Hello, Russell, who's watching on YouTube at the moment. And that will relinquish officially the lead away to Steen Ledger and elevate everyone else up a spot. He should rejoin somewhere around Matterford, I think. Maybe a bit earlier as well, actually.
Yes, we're just starting to see this battle here. So Kobe Williams choosing to stay behind Hederschild. He did get a really good run there down Conrod Straight. Just looking back here from Richard Hunter's onboard camera there, you can see how close those two are together there, but it does look like Kobe Williams choosing to sit behind Hederschild at the moment is starting to pull Richard Hunter onto the back of these two. Hunter as well with not much to lose and everything to gain, so he'll definitely try and put a move in, try and see if there's a top 5 position there, currently sitting in 7th place.
Well, that's a mistake. That's a wide exit from Hederschild. Williams is going to end up on his outside for the cutting. He puts himself in the fence. Oh, man. He's still out there. And Richard Hunter's getting close as well. That's a very tight gap. It's closing, it's closing. He's on the curb. That was exactly a car's width gap. He's doing everything he can to hand this back to Mario Vartanian. A little bit aggressive from Kobe at the moment.
That's right. He definitely doesn't want this championship, that's for sure.
He could lose 15 seconds in the last lap and a half and still win. But if he puts it on the fence...
Yeah, that is definitely not Kobe Williams in his vocabulary to take it easy there. So might try and get a move done on Hederschild, but you can see that's pulled Richard Hunter right on the back of these two. So now Kobe will need to be looking not only ahead, but in his rear view mirrors as they come through Forest Elbow. So it'll feel like a pretty long lap, I reckon, for Kobe. White flag on the next.
Here we go. He's got the run and the slingshot move to the inside. Wrong side of the track, though, for the braking zone into the chase. And Heddershide, very strong on the brakes, going to fend him off. Williams going to look for the crossover. Not close enough for a look into the final corner either. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on the final lap. As the leader's already taken it, and now these guys will take the white flag as well for one final lap at Mount Panorama, one last lap in Season 5.
Oh, with the fake from Kobe Williams down the inside. Oh, just giving there enough room there through Held Corner as they go up the mountain. Heddershide going to get the run.
And Hunter's right behind him now as well. Hunter looks to the outside. Will Kobe move over there as well? He will. And Heddershide just edges it closer back to the racing line. As Kobe pulls out, he has a slide on the apex. But Williams has got the overlap now and the inside run for the cutting. Richard Hunter going to squeeze in there as well and back out of it as Heddershide into the back of Williams and into the fence. The right side of that car takes a big whack. Surely that's done some damage to that machine.
Yeah, and hasn't really hurt him that much time-wise. We just see Heddershide still there on the back of Kobe. Only about a couple of car lengths at this stage there as they come through the top. You see Kobe just pulling away just a little bit of almost about half a second now as we're just catching with our leader, Steen Ledger. Last time through Forest Elbow here.
Comfortable race for him.
Yeah, last time down Conrod Straight, and this will be the last time for this season. Down the straight here.
So Steen Ledger's going to cap off this season with style with a race win from Mount Panorama after being taken out from the lead in race 1. Through the chase, using some of the curbs. And you will see the checkered flag to round out Season 5 of the Ozicar Turbo Touring Car season. Out of Murray's Corner, Steen Ledger wins at Mount Panorama. Behind, Jay Cool will cross the line in second. John Schultz in third. Adam Veld in fourth. Daniel Heddershide won't be fifth. It'll be Kobe Williams in fifth. And Kobe Williams, he chased and he chased and he chased. And he's done enough. Out of the last corner, Kobe Williams is your champion of Season 5 of the Ozicar Turbo Touring Car Series.
Yeah, excellent work there for Kobe Williams. So taking out the All-Star season this season, we'll see in a little bit the new tracks and stuff coming up, but such an excellent result, showing his consistency. He's still quite a young driver, still trying to find his feet, but that'll definitely be a big confidence boost there. Just seeing a bit of a victory lap here from Kobe Williams behind Hayden Veld.
Here's your full results then at the end of race 2 at the end of the season. Steen Ledger winning by 8.7 seconds from Jay Cool. John Schultz in third, Veld in fourth. Your series champion, Kobe Williams, is finishing in fifth. Daniel Heddershide, sixth, ahead of Richard Hunter, Anthony Contrino, Grant Matterford, and Tim Cohen, your top 10.
Yeah, just missing out of the top 10, Stuart Crawford, Perry Anastargis, Reese Howe, Isaac Edwards, Cameron Thornton, Ira Felberg, Philip Bakasolis, Cameron Cousins. So we're just seeing our non-finishers, Dylan DeBono, Mario Vartanian in 20th.
Yeah, Vartanian, very, very disappointed with that. Bailey Sweeney, 21st, Jack Patterson, 22nd. At the end of that race, and hopefully we can have a chat to our race winner and our season winner. Let's have a chat to Mario Vartanian. Yeah, look, I don't know, Mario. It's tough luck. It's
Yeah.
It's what, yeah. I know how you feel right now. I mean, is there anything you want to say, PG?
Thanks to Kobe for obviously giving us a good championship. Also Bailey and J. Cole for some good races. Bit disappointed that people could come in and just race for free for the last round, and then crash into Kobe and stuff, and then smash me and stuff. But I don't know what to say really. It's just disappointing, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough, and unfortunately, sometimes that's the way things go. But the good news for you, Mario, which you might not see just yet, is that you are still ridiculously young and plenty of time still to come to get those championship wins. And well, based off the fact you're leading up until that last minute, they will definitely come for you. And I'm sure if we see you back next season, it'll be a fantastic fight again between yourself and Kobe Williams.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Kobe for just being a nice guy and making his series enjoyable to do it with a mate. My parents for obviously helping me get a sim, Assassin Dirt Bikes and Aston Aluminium, for also just supporting me. And yep, we'll see how it goes next season, I guess.
Thank you for joining us, Mario, and it's just good job on your season as a whole.
Bye bye.
All right, Vartanian there, coming home in P20, falling painfully short of the championship, and one man's pain is another man's joy, yes, as Kobe Williams takes out the season with a P5 result here at Mount Panorama. Kobe.
Yeah, it was all right. Definitely not the way we wanted to win the championship after Murray get taken out. Would have been an awesome battle between us two for the championship. Definitely thought Murray would have had it in the bag, had a fair bit of pace, and it was very clean racing between us two for the whole series.
It was, and it was coming down to those last two races. We were highlighting at the time, how do you measure what battles you need to be in, and things like that. How much was going through your mind as you were doing battle out there, knowing who ultimately your main rival was?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about the championship much. I was just driving my race and just tried to chip off as many points as we could, and then, that happened to Mario, I guess, and then that just gave us the championship, which is a very big bummer for Mario.
Good for you, though, right?
Yeah, definitely good for me, but it's definitely not the way I wanted to win. Let's just put it that way.
Tough when it's your friend as well you're battling for the championship with. But overall, you put together a very good season. You got a race win, one of only two in the top 10 to do so. And so you definitely had the pace at times throughout the year. And at the end, you come out on top, and the stat books will show that as the result. So you've got to be happy with that. And who are the people that you want to thank helps you get it done?
I'd like to thank Six Sims, Sick Lids, DR Kart, A1 Engines, and everyone else for their help and who's helped me out during the series, and everyone for the good racing.
Thank you very much for joining us, Kobe. Good job, and we'll see you again next season.
Alright, see you later, guys.
That was Kobe Williams winning the championship with the P5 to finish off our season. And that, Nick, will about do us, won't it, for the season?
Yeah, we've seen the highs and seen the lows. You could hear in Mario's voice very bummed out, but look, such young talent that are coming through at the moment. All gets banked on the experience. Unfortunately, we missed out on the battle that we were hoping to see, but yeah, great for Kobe. But as we said again, like, these are such almost new drivers here in this development series. So yeah, I see a pretty bright future ahead for both of them.
As do I. But for tonight, we're going to sign off. Stay with us on Simspeed TV in 20 minutes. It's time for Hard and Fast, the series that keeps on giving plenty of thrills and spills. Make sure to go like Ozicar and Ozicar Turbo Touring Car Series on Facebook and Simspeed Sports Network as well to stay up to date with all the action here in the Australian sim racing landscape, plus registrations opening on Friday for the next season of this series, scheduled to be released then as well. For tonight, from myself, Ryan Jones, from Nick Scrave alongside me, and Jay Kennedy behind the scenes, thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's going in the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up to
Oh my god! Oh, big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys I want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no! That's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my god.
God, what?